ever experienced or practiced NLP, neuro-linguistic programming? I won't be able and can't do the whole course and class on NLP, but I just want to offer you some kind of like a food for thought, or something that you might be interested in learning more and using it in your coaching business. NLP is very much used in coaching, provides some great psychological techniques and tools that can help for professional development, for personal development. And NLP is based on the idea that people experience and interpret the world through their senses and language. And it explores how individuals create their internal representations of reality, which in turn influence their behavior and emotions. The idea that somewhat we use in our program, right? Like a tabletop is a little bit like this tool relates somewhat to NLP. Our intuitive work that when we focused on different senses, right? What is your most primary sense that you use to channel your intuition? So it's very much connected, and there are so many different tools and techniques in NLP that can help in coaching for like effective communication, for change work, for setting goals and achievements, like for business coaching, for anchoring and emotional management, for strategies and modeling. Like reframing is actually that we also use as a part of NLP. Empowering beliefs. So this is all the things that we already familiar with. And I would like to present to you I think it's quite complicated, but that's what I also like about it. And I think for advanced coaching that I hope we will be covering here is something interesting and good food for thought. And I'm planning to dive into that even more and research and start using with my clients as well. This method is called submodalities. We would call it more like modalities, and submodalities would be their characteristics, which we will talk about too. The modalities or submodalities are actually our senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. There are coaches who do a lot of kinesthetic work, and kinesthetic is a very broad modality, and submodality of kinesthetic would be also like, for example, when we close our eyes, it's a feeling, right? No one is actually touching our skin, but we can feel it around. So this is one way to look at it. And then there is like a actual physical touch, right? Actual physical feeling. Kinesthetic, olfactory, which means smell. There are intuitives and there are coaches who are very much connected with smell. Smell helps them. And also our clients, if we can explain them how to work with that can help them as well. And then taste, gustatory, if I pronounce it right. Sensations. And then there are breakdown of these modalities into submodalities. Like, for example, visual include brightness, whether the mental image is bright or dim. Color, the color presents in the image. Size, distance, how far is the object. Location, where it's like in your mental image, where it's located. Perspective, the angle or viewpoint from which we see the image. Then second, auditory modality and submodality would be brightness. Auditory would be volume, tone and distance, pitch. So these are the submodalities. Kinesthetic submodalities: location, intensity, movement, temperature. Smell and taste, how smell is represented in our mind, or how taste is represented, because we actually don't taste it, but we can connect with that feeling. Some people do a great job with taste and smell. So these are the submodalities that we will be talking about. Let me explain to you. The significance of submodalities lies in the impact on our emotional and cognitive responses. So by altering submodalities, one can change the emotional intensity and thought patterns associated with specific memories, beliefs, or experience. So in NLP and in coaching, this alteration of submodalities is often used to help clients overcome fears, to transform limiting beliefs, manage emotions, create more positive and empowering internal state, helps to increase productivity. So it's great for emotional, physical, for life, for business. So it's a great tool. And when I kind of stumbled upon that, I was like, okay, and it's very much along what we preached, what we learned, and maybe you could make some use of it. I will take you step by step through this in explaining. Then I will explain to you give you more details and in which situations in your coaching you can use it. And also we will try to practice. Maybe there will be a brave volunteer. We can practice one of the scenarios, and I will also send you the scenario that you can use with your clients for that, where we would be using, in which situations, in which instances in life coaching or business coaching or healing, we can use this modality. Working with phobias and fears. For example, I will be interested, and if someone wants to practice, please give me a call. I would like to be your guinea pig. Like, it's a great for example, a fear of public speaking or fear of flying. I have a fear of flying because a long time ago, I had a very scary experience many years ago when my son was 3 and now he is 20. I fly with lorazepam. So that's how I fly. I don't fly without it. It doesn't stop me, but it gives me and if I don't take lorazepam, some people can judge, right? Then I have a full-blown panic attack on the plane. So it's better that twice a year I take lorazepam. But I would be very open to try this method to work through this phobia. Like in one of the classes, we will also focus on tapping. Maybe you heard about tapping. Also tapping is a great method to work with phobias, but this one as well. Fear of public speaking, fear of, something nerve-wracking, OCDs. Even OCDs can help through this process. Traumatic experiences. I would be a little bit careful with that because traumatic experiences, during this process, you will have to take people through that experience, right? So you have to be sure that you can actually do that, right? If you're already working with trauma, or if you have a partner who is a therapist, you can do that together. But traumatic experiences, proceed with caution, I would say. Limiting beliefs, that's our thing. Negative habits or addictions is a great reason for using this modality. Performance anxiety, negative talk, self-talk, procrastination. I would like to try it with my son. Positive visualization, which is interesting. I will also, again, we won't have enough time for that, but I will send you information on how we can use that for positive visualization. Because I thought it's mainly for changing from negative to positive, but actually we can use it also to enhance positive experience. Like, let's say you want more of that experience, or you want to create more pathways for these positive experiences. So positive visualization is also a great way to use this modality. Changing perspectives, like maybe people held specific perspective or viewpoint that they wish to change. So kind of like reframing, right? With reframing. Future visualization. They can use submodalities to visualize and enhance their perception of future scenarios, like a successful job interview or fulfilling personal relationships. So this is a huge spectrum, right? So which means that this is a great tool or great modality to use for us coaches. Let me explain to you how it works, and then we will do the play. Think about who would like, maybe we can focus on a limiting belief that you would like to change, to create, to change it to a positive belief. So what step-by-step guide how to effectively communicate this process with your clients. And again, I will send it all to you. Of course, we set the stage. Let's say your client comes with a specific thing and you evaluate, right? As a professional coach, you can do evaluation. You evaluate what probably would be the best course of treatment. I wanted to say course of healing and coaching for them, if it resonates with them. Clarify the coaching goal. Reiterate the coaching goal and how it relates to the specific issue or challenge the client is facing. Make it clear that you are working together to achieve a positive outcome. So that is very important. Then you should introduce submodalities and explain that submodalities are the sensory distinctions within mental representation. Basically, we receive information through visual, through hearing, through all our senses. Then we process this information. Submodalities is actually like structural representation, like structural experience, like how we perceive this information and then how we understand the world through this information. So we kind of digest it and then we live by that, right? Like we decode this information and then we're like, okay, this information makes me sad, or this information brings me trauma, or now getting this information will make me fear relationships, or like we live through the prism of the information that we get through our senses, and then that's how we live our life. They are building blocks of our thoughts, emotions, and memories. For example, submodalities can include how we visualize, the sounds we associate with thoughts or physical sensations, and even tastes and smells related to experience. So when we think about experience, whether it's positive or negative, there are so much more than just thinking about it, right? Like there are feelings, smell, light, color associated to events. It's kind of every event creates pathways for us to remember and to keep that image. Interesting that there are people who say, yeah, I receive information, I just know it, or I just, I'm not visual. But this is not true. For example, we all have visual understanding, even if we think that we don't. Because let's say you're going to meet a friend who is flying in and you are meeting them at the airport. You know in your head, in your mind, how this person looks like, right? And then you see them and you recognize, you have a visual picture of that person in your head, and then you either recognize them and they're like, oh, that's the person, because you have that visual picture. Or you say, oh, I think it's them. No, they look like them, but it's not them. So then you kind of compare it, what you see, to the vision you have, and then you decide whether this is the right person. So we don't give ourselves enough credit that we actually use all the senses. And so you kind of like explain the submodalities, and then your role of submodalities, you describe how submodalities play a crucial role in shaping our beliefs, thought patterns, and emotional responses. And they can either reinforce limiting or negative belief, or they can be reinforce and create more positive and empowering beliefs. Then we work with submodalities, explain that the process involves identifying and adjusting these sensory elements associated with thoughts, beliefs, and memories to change the emotional impact and thought patterns. This can help in reducing the emotional charge or negative belief and enhancing positive ones. So by changing these submodalities, we will be able to change the way how we feel and how we see that event or that belief or that fear or that thought. So this is a very powerful actually technique. Then we talk about client's involvement, emphasize that client plays a central role in this process. Their active involvement and willingness to explore and make changes in their thought patterns are key to succeed. Benefits of submodality work. Highlight the potential benefits of working with submodalities, such as transforming limiting beliefs into empowering ones, reducing emotional intensity of negative memories or fears, enhancing positive thought patterns and confidence, building a stronger and more resilient mindset. So it's all the good things that life coaches focus on, right? So this is definitely for us. So process and safety, assure that the client that the process will be conducted with sensitivity and care, creating always safe and supportive space for them to explore. And they should feel comfortable throughout the session. So if you don't feel that you are ready to work with trauma, like, because there could be like really difficult situations, right? That memories or situations that people work through. So be very careful with that. I would probably not suggest you start with it. So try with maybe like limiting beliefs, mindset, or positive reinforcement. And if you start going deeper and deeper and learn more and more and more, and you feel like, people with trauma come to you and somehow how you want to try it, I would ask you to be very professional and sensitive about this, because if you're not sure how to handle some emotional and response that could happen through that, be mindful of that. Then we talk about feedback and collaboration. Encourage the client to provide feedback, ask questions, collaborate in the process. Let them know that their insights and observations are valuable in tailoring the submodality work to their unique needs. Then realistic expectations. We don't promise anything. We can't promise. We can just say that this work can be highly effective, but it also requires consistent practice. So this is a big thing. If there is a client in front of you who would never do their homework, people who would never do their homework, who just come to sessions and that's where they do their work and it works for you, that, like it's a mutually beneficial relationship, then I would not suggest this modality of submodality for them, because this technique requires practice and work outside the session. Realistic expectations for the process. I think practice will be the best demonstration than just talking and talking and talking. Okay, who would like to be my coachee for a limiting belief or something that they would like to work on?
I'll go.
Great job. Okay. Nikki, what would you like to work on? Like we talked about limiting beliefs and something that you would like to change to help you move forward and be even more successful than you currently are.
Okay. I am working through a limiting belief of like with my coaching program, and like promoting it, feeling comfortable on what to charge, and just like the limiting belief is, why would people pay me specifically to be their coach / like business consultant?
Yeah. So the limiting belief is I'm imposter.
Yes, very much so.
If you don't mind to make yourself comfortable, because I would take you through the process of submodalities. And so I want you to be able to relax, maybe close your eyes, go within. So this is a journey for you to work on the limiting belief that I am imposter.
Okay.
And everyone, if it really, guys, resonates with you, if this limiting belief resonates with you, or if you want to try to work on your limiting belief, please do like follow us, follow the scenario like in your head. So let's close eyes, take a nice deep breath in, out, take a few breaths in. Oh, whew. Releasing, long day. Whew. A lot is happening, but here you're here now, and congratulations on your eagerness and to work through the limiting beliefs that are becoming a roadblock for you for your amazing success. So take a nice deep breath in and out. Focus on the inflow and outflow of your breathing. Now, I would like you to say, maybe if you're okay to say it out loud, to say, I am imposter.
I am an imposter.
I am an imposter. Okay, thank you. Just breathe through that, whatever feelings arise, whatever is happening in you right now. We will go into more details and focus on that process. Now I would like you to vividly recall the thought associated with that belief. So with your eyes closed, visualize it in your mind. And when you're ready, I will give you a moment. So vividly recalling the thought associated with that belief. When you have that belief, when that belief comes up, what are the thoughts surrounding this belief? And so when you're ready, take a moment, describe it to me in detail. What do you see when you think about this belief? What do you see?
I see myself as very skinny, which is weird because I'm not. But I get like a heaviness in my chest, like an anxious feeling, like a feeling of anxiety.
Mm-hmm. So right now you're going into feeling, and we will we will get there. I want you to focus on visual, like maybe what do you see, like how bright, like in your mental picture, how bright is this picture, how dim, what are the colors, what is the size of that picture and that thought, what is the, like let's focus on describing that, those thoughts and those pictures. What do you actually see?
I'm small, like in comparison to everything else. I'm small and it's very dark. There's no bright colors. It's very, very dim and dark.
Mm-hmm. So it's dim and dark. So what is like, and you said it's small. So what is the distance? How far are you, that small dim objects is from you?
It feels far. It's like maybe I'm on a stage or I'm like in a stadium and it's like distance from me looking down at me.
And location, like the position in your mental picture, left to right, like what is the position if you look at that image in front of you?
It's like straight on.
Okay, straight on. Okay. And kind of like the angle or the viewpoint from which you see that image.
Like looking up at it.
So it's far away, it's dim, it's small, it's straight and up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's focus on sounds associated with that belief. What sounds do you hear when you think about it?
Like silence, or even like a buzzing from being so silent.
Okay. And you showed, it looks like it's your right ear, coming from your right ear?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So there is a sound, almost no sound, but like buzzing.
Yes, like when silence is so loud.
Loud silence. Okay. Loud silence. Like tone, pitch, the high, low, high silence or low silence?
High silence.
High silence. And tone?
Buzz.
Okay. And the distance, is it close by your ear, or far away?
It's far away.
Uh-huh. So it's far away silence from your right ear, very loud silence with buzzing. Okay, very good. Thank you. So now let's go into that anxiety feeling in your body. Tell me, where do you feel the sensations and emotions in your body? And what is the sensation?
It's like in my heart, tightness, like almost like chest pains, like a heavy feeling in your chest, like sweating in my underarms.
And so it's more in your body, or you can also feel that around you. So it's more just in your heart, this feeling of anxiety, or it's also all around you.
Just inside of me.
How intense is that?
It's very intense.
Like from 0 to 10, 10 being
7.
10?
7.
7. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's 7. It's quite high. So the movement sensation is static or dynamic?
The movement, static.
Static. What's the temperature
Cold.
of that sensation?
Very cold.
Cold, very cold. Are you like
my hands are cold even now thinking of it. Yeah.
So you're freezing. You're freezing. Okay. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job. Let's go into smell. What aroma or smell, odor associated with this limiting belief?
Like burning lights or electricity.
This is again the static.
And the buzzing, yeah.
And it's like the smell of burning.
Yes.
So what is the taste?
I don't taste anything.
So it's more smell and there is no taste. Okay. From all these submodalities, what submodality stands out for you as being the most critical for this negative impression?
The feelings.
The feeling, the kinesthetic feeling of your heart with no movement, just in your body, squeezing, and then you even feel the sweat going down your sides from your armpits. Okay, thank you. So now I will take you through this process where we will be altering all this submodalities. So we have thoughts and feelings, but we are not our thoughts and feelings, right? We can change that. So let's try the process of changing all these submodalities. Let's start with visual aspect. So maybe close your eyes. Imagine this visual, it was dim. So I want you to with a phone, right? We can add brightness. So I want you to start adding brightness. There is that image that you saw of that little small you far away in the distance, straight and up. Let's start with brightness. Add brightness little by little. Add the brightness to that image. Add more color. There is no color. Add color. Maybe the color you really like. Align it with your desired state. In which state, what color is the color of success and excitement? And can you see, just with this small thing, the change happening?
Yes.
So see if you need to alter the distance, if you need to, and if you need to alter location where it's coming from. So it was coming from straight and up. See if you can change the location, and maybe the location that usually is associated with success or with some nice, you can even draw parallel or with something that was happy, or where it came from. Like, where would you how would you change the location and distance?
It would be like straight in front of me, like eye level, equal ground, and it would be close.
Okay, it's closer. So again, let's kind of bring that image again. So it's a brighter image. What color is that?
It's yellow.
Yellow. So you're bringing a yellow image closer to you, so it becomes bigger, right?
Mhm.
So it's in front of you, like on the same eye distance from you, close, straight ahead. So I want you to start noticing how you feel, the change that's happening in you. Let's move forward. Let's focus on auditory aspect. Imagine the sound that you saw being more positive and more reassuring, just the way you want it. What would be the sound? How can you change the sound?
It's like birds chirping.
Okay. Is it loud?
It's very like, it's not loud, it's not soft, it's just
Pleasant?
like, yes, pleasant.
Uh-huh. How far is that?
It's not far.
But it's comfortable. It's in a comfortable place. Okay. Pitch. How pitch is changing?
Everything's like almost like a sunset or like golden tones and bright.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Beautiful. So so now we can envision that picture with the visual and the auditory submodality, right? So I want you to, before we go any further, to again go through the altered images and sounds that you just created. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to a very important kinesthetic submodality. Let's pay good attention to that. Let's go into that feeling of pressure in your heart and sweat. Let's start with intensity. Let's start with working to weaken that feeling, the intensity of that almost like a heart squeeze, heart pain.
Mhm.
Turn off the intensity. It was 7. So let's move it first to 6. Let's move it further 5, and let's go to where you is realistic and comfortable. What number can you go down to?
It's a 2.
Beautiful.
My
Thank
hands are warm.
Now the sensation, the location of that sensation. Where would you go to change the location to make it positive?
Outside.
Outside yourself. Okay, putting it outside. Where is it outside in respect to where you are?
Like where am I at? Outside? What is around? Or
Yeah, like where location? It was in your heart. Now it's outside, and where is it? Outside, straight, behind you. Like where outside, or all around you? Like what is the
It's all
location of
around.
that?
All around.
All around. Okay, like encompassing, like
Mhm.
enveloping. Okay, what is the movement? Is it static or it's moving? It's dynamic.
It's moving.
Is moving. Like, can you even see the direction, like clockwise or no?
No.
It's kind of moving different directions at the
Mhm.
same time.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the temperature?
It's very nice and pleasantly warm, but not hot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so start noticing the change in you and in your thought. Now let's focus on that smell of a burnt electricity. What can be a pleasant smell for you for the picture that we changed, for the new picture?
Flowers.
Flowers. So the birds are chirping. There is this movement outside of your body, so which means you are not violated, right? So there is no violation of that energy. It's outside, it's pleasant, it's supporting. So it smells like flowers. Any specific flower?
No.
Just flower, like overall
Much. All over.
flowery. Okay, can you think of any taste? Do you need any taste for that?
I don't have any.
Okay, so taste is not crucial or important for right now. Okay, and now I want you, before we move forward, I want you to go through the whole picture, the whole new picture that you just created with, do you need help to walk you through that, or you can do that yourself?
I've got it.
Okay, so take a minute to focus on that picture with visual, auditory, kinesthetic, smell, and smell. As you experience these changes, how does it make you feel now?
Calm, relaxed, brave, confident, warm.
Mm-hmm. And what was the crucial in this change? What submodality was crucial, and where, or several of them, or all of them as a whole? Like, how can you describe the submodality or submodalities that were the most crucial in this process?
It was light and color. So like bringing light in, making it brighter, adding color to a dark space, and taking the feelings from outside, from within, and pulling outside.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Now it's very important to do the integration and anchoring. Anchoring would be something that kind of like a sign, like a symbol that when you start practicing it, that will enhance in the moments of when you need it, especially like a word or image or something that will be able to help you with that shift. What can you think could be an anchor for you?
The first thing that comes to mind is the sun. So like sunshine or the sun.
Mm-hmm. So even actually when you see the sun, right, when you go for a walk with the cutest baby out there, you can connect and relate to that image and see the whole picture. So for integration, you need to consider how this new state makes you feel and how would you like to practice it. I would suggest on daily basis with just creating that image, like maybe bringing that idea and then seeing how every day this limiting belief will change and you won't be even able to say I am imposter. If you imagine seeing this image right now, how does the limiting belief I am imposter sounds or feels, and what is the place of it now in your psyche, in your body, in your mind?
It feels silly. It feels like not stupid, but stupid.
Not stupid, but stupid. I like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So actually create the scenarios or think of the scenarios for practice where you would use this submodalities, new submodalities on like daily basis or in situations before you press the button, I'm inviting you for my coaching program, or when like what give me a few scenarios or few situations or instances where this new image will be really handy and will help you.
Anytime I go to record a video,
Okay.
anytime I go to post on social media, anytime I go to talk to someone about an offer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel practice it now? Probably basically every day, because every day as a business owner, you
Right.
have to post, share, reach out, and do all these things. So what is your commitment to practicing it every day?
10.
Beautiful. Wow. So we have the anchor, we have the scenarios, and we also have this visualization, the whole visualization picture that you will be practicing. How would you like me to keep you accountable if you want to me to keep you accountable with that process?
You can text me and ask if I've visualized my happy place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. It's like you said, it's a happy place, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you were able to create now your happy place,
Right.
which is not a happy place by everybody's, like what we say, oh, go to a forest, go to the ocean, right? It's actually your tailor-fit happy place for your psyche, for your individual self, right?
Yeah.
This is interesting because this exercise just made me think that we can use it with our clients to create a happy place.
Mhm.
Because we usually say, oh, go to your happy place. And we're like, okay, where am I happy?
What is it?
Where am I going? Where am I going? Okay, Hawaii, no, Hawaii. Like we go immediately to something what society told us, right? Even through this meditation, what is our happy place? And this is your happy place. This is like very, very personal and individual. That's actually a great, I think, technique. So we can all use with our clients. Tell me, how do you feel? If anything, you would like to give any feedback?
I thought it was great. It was really like I could actually feel like the feelings. I could feel like the emotions associated with that. And then I could also feel them like physically and emotionally changing when we were going through like what does it look like and what does it feel like? I could feel it changing.
Beautiful. Any surprises or like anything that surprised you or made you like,
Yeah, well, I think it was surprising how easy it was to envision better and then like actually feel that. I thought it was easier than I thought it would be.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it sounds quite complicated, right? It sounds like, what?
Yeah.
And how, like, ladies, anybody try to do it at the same time? Like, I can see that Ruby was able to connect. Ruby, did I get it right with Nikki's emotions and feelings? Yeah, you were following along with your things. Okay, so got it. Thanks. So how did it go for you guys if you practice that at the same time with us?
I love because I've gotten a tightness in my chest before, like just that anxiety, how to take it out. Like I'm going to use that. Like in mine, I went use this energy for the good. So like for the universe, for the stars, for something like because anxiety can be a powerful energy, right? And it's not necessarily bad. It's bad in me, but like I looked at it. It was kind of cool, Katya, like use it somewhere else. Use it for something. So that was kind of my connection. It was kind of cool, actually. So I just wanted to share.
Thank you. Yeah. So it sounds like complicated and confusing, but actually that's why I wanted to do this scenario, like to walk you through that scenario practice. So to see how powerful and unexpectedly, not easy, but unexpectedly doable, right? At least it is. And how we can use it on, I will share with you also a scenario for positive reinforcement. Like, let's say you work with a client, they already, like, for example, even probably for Nikki, that would be great in like a week or two of her practicing to do the reinforcement, the positive reinforcement one. Not go back, okay, let's go and again, dim and small and front up and whatever, but bring this and reinforce it, like, because there is always a place for making it better, right? So for reinforcing, so we can reinforce and say, hey, how about we make it even brighter? It's even brighter yellow, maybe now even coming closer to where you can be comfortable, of course, and where it's this energy even, I don't know, like whatever it is. So how to make it better, more positive, more reinforced, more, and do that maybe one more session after Nikki, for example, practices for a week, and you come back for a session and say, okay, let's do the reinforcement, the positive reinforcement session with that. And now, like bring it even to that we can't stop her actually posting and offering, and that will like already stop Nikki, and she was like, no, I'm not going to stop. So that's, maybe we can bring it to that place where her conviction and her feeling of, and I would add here, and of course, so this is just a general scenario, right? And when you look at this scenario and remember like how I did it, you will notice that you need to bring you, right? You need to go with like what we learned in the program, that you can't learn everything. You can't follow all the scripts. You have to improvise. You have to use your intuition. You have to use like where you will incorporate and insert your intuitive observation, where you will insert your words, or you will insert your guidance as a coach. So I would definitely like I did that through the session, because I went with not what script told me, but what Nikki told me. Like the script is, you will see, and you need to bring you and not be afraid of like asking a question or trying this or trying that. And so definitely I would ask, and I will ask Nikki, what is your new belief message now that you will be enhancing and changing and altering and improving?
My new message, besides imposter, like what comes to mind is that like as long as the sun is shining, I can get through anything.
And you can regulate the shine, right? You can
Right.
create the image of the, so I meaning I have everything to be successful.
Right.
Or I have everything to shine.
There you go.
I like it. How do you like it? I have everything to shine.
I love it.
And maybe write it down and ask Hazel to draw a sun, to do an art project, something that you like this is called anchor, right? Anchoring, that you will remember that this sun will be always with you, like stuck on your computer, or like, I don't know, like even like a phone case, because we work a lot with our phones, right? Phone case with a sun, I don't know, or yellow color. Great job, Nikki. You, it was really very cool.
Thank you for taking me through it.
Yeah, no, thank you for volunteering. 6 months of the program is not enough, right? It's just we scratching the surface. We just getting our certifications, and here are so many different. I already got so inspired. I found like several really interesting things that would be beneficial for life coaching, intuitive coaching, business coaching, any sorts of coaching and consulting. Now I wanted to ask you what questions, like I think Cass had a question, if it's still a question, if you have any questions about your practice or about your coaching or working with clients, working with market, whatever it is that you are going through and would like to get our like feedback, or anything that you would like to bring to the table or from your coaching practice, or anything you would say, oh, I had a coaching session with a client, of course without names, and this situation, like I was I didn't know how to handle, or anything you need, or professionally or business wise. So
I'm going to be officially launching my life coaching offering. And so my question is around like pricing. How do you recommend we go about structuring that to where number one, it's deliverable, and number two, you get clients?
Yes, I hear. May I share my intuitive observation?
Yeah.
I heard a little bit of uncertainty, like when you said, so we have clients, right? Like that clients, what if we structure it differently, or if we are not pleasing to them, or if we don't do this fee is understandable, but also is important to work on, because you will never please everybody, and always checking, like I work on this constantly, and sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't how to be true to yourself, right? Like you need to ask yourself a question. If this business, a coaching business, will be your main thing and the source of your income, then there is no wiggle room of saying, oh, I can offer packages, let's say, and like package of 10 sessions, and then they can take the sessions whenever. So you don't have that luxury, because you have to have a constant income, right? What I noticed and what I've seen through my coaching and my practice, that probably the best thing is to sign up people monthly and to charge them monthly, and that it will be in a way their responsibility to schedule a session, and let's say they don't come or they don't, you still getting paid. So because with packages, there is a like, oh, I have this, and then they will text you last minute, oh, so can I reschedule today? Or, something came up. And so they will be more like, oh, probably I can. But for you, this is your money, right? This is how you maybe, like, I don't know, feed your kids. And I would suggest strongly that you create like a monthly payment, and that people put their credit card or whatever, and that this will be charged monthly. Another thing is, you decide you can offer different monthly payment packages with monthly payment. For example, Nikki, like if you offer also group coaching, right, or group like consulting, you can say, okay, this package, monthly package, consists of like one-on-one coaching, and then we have one monthly business consulting, where we like consulting and mentoring, right? So like also that they understand the difference between coaching and mentoring and consulting, as we understand that difference, but we know that many people don't. They call it coaching when it's consulting. So you say, okay, this is a package, monthly payment, where you get one weekly call, 30 minutes or 45-minute weekly call with me. And then you are welcome to come to like office hours of business consulting once a month. You could do that. Or you can say, I have several options. You can sign up with me monthly, and I can see you once a week. Or you can say, it will be once a month, or it will be twice a month. Decide on what are the options, but I recommend that you stay away from packages. Right now, I am offering a package of 3 sessions for soul surgery, but this is kind of like I created a new modality, and this modality works great with just 3 sessions. And then like people can continue or not. So that's my kind of choice. I want to do it this way. But if you want like this steady and, growing business, I would recommend you can say, this is the price for once a week monthly. This is the price for twice a week monthly. Or we could meet even like, let's say once a month, one-on-one, and then you can have messages with me over Voxer or Telegram. Let's put it this like that. Or we have a group thing. But overall, I would suggest that you charge people monthly, however it is, weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month, or you incorporate something else into this one-on-one coaching. In terms of pricing, people do this. Oh, I'm just a starting coach, so I will start with lower price. And then when I get better, then when I get more experienced, I will raise. But from my own experience, it's very hard to immediately come up with a higher price. But I can tell you it's even harder to raise your prices. How I would suggest, like Cass, what would be a comfortable price for a session for you? Comfortable. Where
Comfortable, I would say 180 or 200. 200. Let's go with 200.
200 is comfortable. Okay. So what would be very uncomfortable?
300.
Okay. So we cross out comfortable because we are not here for comfort. And we cross out very uncomfortable because what will happen if let's say I push Cass to go with uncomfortable, she will start creating barriers for herself to do that. She will start sabotaging it. So we are not trying to sabotage it. We are saying, okay, 200 comfortable. So something in the middle, let's say 230, 250. You take uncomfortable and take it a notch, or to make it a little bit uncomfortable. We walk away from comfort. We are not here for comfort. To build a business, you can't stay in a comfort zone. So it's not feasible. What do you think or feel about 230?
It feels uncomfortably good.
Great. That's what we want. We want uncomfortably good, where we will not say, oh, I wish I wish I didn't say that. Or because what will happen, you will start resenting you start resenting your work, you will start resenting people. And that's what we don't want to know. It's not their fault if you sold yourself short or if you sold yourself cheap. Go comfortable, go uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and go somewhere in between. Also, let's say if you offer different options, that let's say 30 minutes a week versus twice, maybe 45 minutes twice a month, could be a little bit different price, right? If it's less, more seldom, then you raise the price a little bit. Let's say if it's every week, then it can be $230. If it's twice a month, it could be $250, $260. So just also understanding that more people pay, you can give them a little bit of discount. So like lowering the price. But if it's like once a month, if it's a session once a month, then you charge them maybe $300. Very uncomfortable, but it's like what they get if they think that once a month is enough for them.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
Nikki, what's your pricing strategy?
I have like more on the consulting part of it, but of course, like life coaching comes up. But I have group coaching, I have courses that I'm working on for selling, and then I have one-on-one coaching. So 3 offers.
Do you charge monthly or do you charge like packagely?
Monthly. I charge $1,000 a month.
Good. For one-on-one sessions.
4 calls a month. Yeah.
And once a week for how long?
30 minutes.
Good job. Good job.
They usually go over like 45 minutes, but 30 minutes.
What helps you to charge that amount? Like the standards, let's put it this way, standards of Black Diamond, or like you see the need and you feel that you can do that?
I think that number was like a little bit uncomfortable for me. So and that's why I did that. But something that helped me charge that was like, I've always paid more than that for coaches and consultants. So I was like, I've been paying people that for the past 10 years. So I can charge that too.
Good job. Good job. And then we see the sun, right?
Yes.
We see the sun. Yeah. So I started and I was like, okay, I'm just starting. I will charge $3, and then I will start and it's so hard to raise. It's so hard. And then when you get angry at yourself for selling yourself for free, you're like, no, I'm worth like a lot. And then people are surprised. Like, why should I like? We also in a way should train people, because somehow they go to work and they get paid, but then they think that for us, right, it's like you get paid, and you think that me not charging you at all for actually great work will put food on my table or will make me want to work even more, right? No. So it's kind of like understand, because it's so much easier when you have like a corporate job and you get paid. It's kind of like far away, someone big brother is paying, right? But then when it's like you like but like changing that mindset that actually this is you're doing a great job, and you actually kind of training your dragons in terms of your clients, and saying like this is a very valuable work.
I was just curious, just with my own experience, and if I go out on my own, I feel like it needs to be more than just one session. Like, so is it okay to, or I don't know, it just feels like for me, at least talk with someone, say, okay, I would love at least 3 sessions or at least 5. Because I feel like letting them get away with just one, I don't feel like there's no substance. But is that, okay.
So you are welcome. I do that, but you don't have to. Like people say, I give first session free, because I also have to understand whether I want to work with that person, right? To charge them and not continue, it's my subjective thing. So don't try it if you don't resonate. I do first session free, and then you charge monthly and they choose how they will work with you. Nikki, what do you feel about like also offering the option of biweekly?
That's what I do with how I have group coaching with Matt, or we do like alternating, but it's I do one and he does one, so there's only 2 calls. So yeah, biweekly.
And it's like hour long?
45 minutes.
Okay, and it's more like consulting, mentoring on business.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Great. So if you feel like you also are strong in one niche, you can offer some consulting, teaching on that, right? Like, let's say teaching a tool, teaching a technique, like teaching or telling people, like and then coaching. So you can alternate and see how it goes, but protect yourself with going a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and by charging monthly. They will make sure that they schedule the session with you because they already paid for a month.
Sorry. When you say per month, and I love, like she said, she charges 1,000 for the month. But is there standards, like I'm calling you once a week for a month, and then that's it, and then they have to pay for the next month? How does that, like, I'm trying to, I guess you can make it your own. That could be tricky, like, I guess you talk to the person like once a week or maybe twice a week.
The fact actually about coaching is that they can actually terminate at any moment, even if they signed something with you. They can terminate at any moment. This is especially guys, we are certified coaches. Like somewhere else where it's like certified something else, I don't know the rules, but we have to stand by the rules and code of ethics of professional life coaches, ICF accredited. So people, even if they sign a contract with us, because if we are not bringing them value, or if they are not working, and we want, like, at any moment we can break the contract and they can break the contract. Yeah. So Nikki is saying she's doing monthly auto debit, but can discontinue anytime. Yes, they can cancel, and you can't do anything about it. It's just, this is how it is. We can't, like, it's not like a medical thing where we will put them into we could, collections is always available, but I don't think that it would be worth it or do anything. Like I especially first years, and still, like I have people who owe me thousands and thousands of dollars, because if you realize, if you bring that image of the sun in your head, what amazing job you are doing, that you're really helping people to shift, because when they shift, they start living different life. When they shift, they make changes. When they shift, they find happiness. How much money, how worth is that? It's like worth like millions of dollars, right? It's worth your whole life. So with that knowing, with that knowledge, with that conviction, proceed. I also want to start maybe, inviting some interesting people which we can learn from to our classes, to our coaching reboot, from maybe different schools, different like business or coaching, so we can learn from them as well. Because again, it's like we're scratching the surface, right? We're scratching the surface, and now it's practice, community, and working together to support one another. It's very important, because see, when you live in your mind, you're like, oh, maybe I should ask for $100, and then you hear, right? Nah, you should not ask for $100. So how do you feel, Nikki, right now overall with the work we did?
Feel great. I'm gonna go make a video.
Oh, inappropriate video.
Yeah.
You better do the inappropriate. We call it inappropriate video. So you better do inappropriate video.
Oh well.
Cool. I like it. So okay, great. I think it feels complete for us. So good start. And Mona, any takeaways or a word or both?
Learning this was great, and just thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Marita?
I would say community, and it has been so informative tonight because I'm just going to start coaching. So hearing all of you talking is really, really, it brings a lot of thoughts into my mind. I start really thinking about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's like,
kind of something starts to okay, maybe, yeah, even for practice, even for me, I'm like, okay, I need to tweak here, so it's like
Yeah.
it's helpful for all of us in the community to hear one another and what's going on. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charna, with a mysterious background.
It's really fascinating. My mind is just going a million miles an hour. I've got a ton of questions, but I know that a lot of them are going to be answered as we go along. I think also because I'm going to be newly starting a practice as opposed to everybody else who's already in process of practice, things will be a little different for me, including the kinds of money that I probably can charge to begin with. And I understand the differences. I'm not talking about not doing anything, but I like the idea of like, the first one is free because it's kind of like the lawyers do it, it's a consultation of sorts, finding out what they're looking to do, what they want to do. Do we mesh all of that? And I have a lot of questions about, how to get the information and how to deal with, I'm sure this is all coming down the pike, but how to deal with people who are not forthcoming with information so that you can start the process, or they're having a problem connecting with feelings or thoughts or smells or colors. And maybe some of them they can connect with, but others they can't. And I know part of it is starting the relationship with the person. They have to feel that you're trustworthy, that they're comfortable with you. And if they can't respond properly, that probably means that they can't. How do you want to be held accountable? I mean, I just have a ton of questions, and I'm really excited about all this. And I know I got to stick my nose in that first book and do a lot of reading, and I want to learn more about NLP. Years and years, I can't tell you how many years ago, when I first started talking about it, I was learning about it, and I thought, oh, I really need to get some training on that. And it never happened.
Yeah, it's fascinating how, and it's actually very much connected to what we already learned or so it's definitely. Thank you, Charna.
Yeah, and there's some other things that I'll talk to you offline because some of them are appropriate, some of them may not be, depending on what your background is. So like the EMDR, I think you have to be a licensed health person in some way, shape, or form. So I couldn't do it because I'm not, but it's a fabulous modality to help people, particularly with trauma. And I've used it myself.
Thank you. Yeah, we like inappropriate, so don't worry about that. So that's what we do. We do inappropriate. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Nikki?
you. Thank everybody who participated. And yeah, it's a great learning experience. Thank you.
Yeah. Brave Nikki.
My takeaway? I'm happy to see your beautiful face again, and I'm just happy to be involved with this again.
Thank you. We missed you, Nikki, and Sun. Well, I will be annoying you with.
Okay.
Well, you'll be turning off the phone. So, Jessica.
I do believe I've been walked through that that tool that you gave us today. I love the questions that Charna is coming up with. I will tell you, Charna, from my experience, I was not ready for that type of tool today. So I have a lot that I want to work on, but my questions are why. And I constantly ask myself that. Obviously, I use the tools I already know, but there's a deep-rooted thing in my why that, when we were going through it, I was really kind of repelled by it, but not in a sense that I don't think that it's a great tool to use, but I'm just not ready for it. So just understanding where your patient is, not patient, I'm getting everything. So knowing where your client is and meeting them where they're at. And that's something that, Katya is always going to share with you. So if they're not ready for it, there might be a deep rooted reason behind why they're not ready to let go of limiting belief.
Absolutely.
And so that kind of helped me tonight, like knowing that I'm going to have to go back to the coaching aspect and working through like something that's deeply rooted into my being that I didn't know that was there. So I think that you're asking great questions. I think that it's great that you're showing up. I liked listening to the business aspect. I think that that monthly model is a very good model to use. I personally am not an entrepreneurial mindset. I will work hard for you, but I do not like all the added responsibility of it being mine. But I can take ownership into other people's dreams. But it's weird because my husband's the entrepreneur. I'm more of the like coach. I'm like, okay, that's what you want. But like, is it really what you want? Or is that something you think you want because society, you know, like really making him understand why he's making decisions he's making. So for me, I can't help you on my own personal journey of being a business owner, but I can help you in the mindset of I've married one and we've gone through a lot of stuff and we're learning together and we're growing closer to each other and, you know, working on not only him having a business, but also us having a relationship and family. So I can definitely see myself giving advice in that nature. But no, I think that the one word that came to me was work. So although I'm working a lot, I'm kind of juggling a few jobs right now. I think that my inner self is telling me to work on myself again. And I've kind of put myself on the back burner. So
yeah, it can be,
got to make the time.
It can be like like that's why it's before you use this, like again we will be learning advanced techniques, and like before you use that, of course probably there will be some coaching or seeing where the person is, or as I said, whether the person is ready to do the homework and all this stuff. So it's not like, oh, like, okay, ready, not ready, let's do this because, you know, I want to experiment on people, right? So it's really important to see where the person is and maybe do something before that.
I have one quick question for everybody. I'm curious about the people who do have clients. They're more male than female, or female than male, or is it even?
Up to you. Like if you like, some women like to work only with women. They are just some people work to like just I don't know, with both. Like it's how you feel. I suggest you try and see you know what resonates, and I don't see any like why discriminate, but for some people they have like specific, let's say if it's like you work with the women's hormones, you like help people through the cycle, that probably you work with women or help women to get pregnant. I don't know, like, so probably it's about, but it's yeah, you need to get a feel of what
it was
prefer.
Just more curiosity. I always think of women being more willing initially to look inside to find out.
Actually, no.
No?
I
That's what I'm
love
asking.
working with men. I love working with men.
That's great.
I think, yeah, it's if the man is ready, he's the best client.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cass?
Clarity and direction. Thank you for helping me to kind of work through that, you know, coming up with a plan or monthly. That was really helpful in understanding the difference between the two. And I think it's mutually beneficial both for the coach and the coachee, right? It helps them to stay accountable, and it helps me to be able, at least for that time, to predict those meetings. So
100%. Yeah. So don't chase clients, let them come to you.
yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. So see you later, alligators. You will get the information. I hope to see you. Please don't disappear. Love you, and See you later, alligators. I think I said that already.